Alright, so I'm going to do lesson 79. The last lesson I've done is 73, so my lessons are going to be out of order now. So frustrating. Oh well, I'll have to go back and do those. 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. I'm missing 5 lessons. Anyway, area of a triangle is a good lesson. I really like it. So I'm just going to talk about area. So I have a white sheet of paper. I'm going to trace it really fast. Alright, so there you go. I traced it really fast. I promise I did not use editing on that. My hands just move lightning quick. So here's my rectangle. How would you find the area of a rectangle? Well, you would take the base, which is the bottom here, that's 11 inches, times the height, which is 8 1/2. So, find the area of that. You take 8 1/2 times 11. Oh no! You gotta do backwards C. Can't be having that. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17 halves, times 11, put it over 1. Okay, now you multiply straight across. 11 times 17 is going to be 187 over 2. Then you can do top divided by bottom. 187 divided by 2. 2 will go into 18 9 times. 9 times 2 is 18. Subtract. 0 left over, bring the 7 down. 2 will go into 7 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract, 1 left over. So 93 1/2 inches squared. That's how many square inches you have on a sheet of paper. Okay? Now, if I wanted to do half of this, say I just cut my paper in half. Okay? Then I would just divide this by 2. So let's go ahead and do that. So now I have 93 1/2. I'm going to take that back over here, 93 1/2. I'm going to take that and I'm going to divide it by 2. Well, same thing, put it over 1. Backwards 3, 93. Well, there's actually an easier way to do this. You could do 93 5/10 divided by 2. 2 will go to 9 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract 1, bring your 3 down. 2 will go to 13 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. 1, bring your 5 down. 2 will go into 15. Oh, you can bring your decimal straight up. 2 will go into 15 7 times, because 7 times 2 is 14. 1, add a 0, bring that down. There we go. So if I cut this in half, you would have 46 75 inches squared. That would be your area. Any confusion with that? Pretty straightforward. Now, but this isn't the only way to cut this paper in half. You could cut it in half a couple different ways. You could go this way, and you could find that the area that would be 46 75 inches squared. Or you could do, what's another way we can cut it in half? Let's go from this angle right here up here. So now you cut it in half that way. Now you would only have 46 75 inches squared. Or you could go this way. Okay? So there are 4 different ways to cut this in half. Now, imagine I actually did cut it in half. Whoosh. Oh man, I didn't mean to erase that much. Well, here. Let's cut this in half from C to shining C, It's not going to be the perfect half. I sing you a song, but I don't want to hurt your ears. Okay. Boom, I cut it in half. What shape is this? A triangle. Oh my goodness. So, I can find the area of this triangle by, just a second, I'll be right back, by finding the area as if the triangle was a rectangle and then just dividing it by 2, which is the same as cutting it in half. Boom. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our equation now. Our equation is as follows. If you have a triangle, any triangle in the world, okay, doesn't matter what triangle, and you take the base, however long the base is, and multiply it by the height, however long the height is, and I'll give you a hint, the height and base are next to the 90-degree angle, so wherever the 90-degree angle is, that's what you need to use. And then, I take the base times the height, I take those two things, and I divide it by 2, and that will give me the area of a triangle. Okay, so we're going to practice this a couple times. Alright, here's the first example. So I have a triangle right here, and I need to start subbing in my variable. Hey, you notice I kind of changed the equation a little bit. No, I didn't. It's still base times height. I get an answer, and then divide by 2. Okay, it's just a different way to write it. Okay, so your base. Well, wait, I have 3 numbers and only 2 places to put those numbers. How do I know which numbers to put in these places? Well, you look for the 90-degree angle. Okay, the 90-degree angle is right there. So what are the 2 numbers that are associated closely to that 90-degree angle? Well, 4 and 8. 5 is kind of far away from the 90-degree angle. So I'm going to say 8 is my base, 4 is the height. I'm going to multiply those 2 and then divide by 2. 8 times 4 is 32. Divide that by 2, and your area of this triangle is going to be 16 feet squared. All right, you're going to try one. And here it is, number 2. Now you guys can pause the video. Pause. All right, hopefully you'll get this answer, the same answer I get. I look over here, I see that there's 3 numbers. I need to figure out which ones are my base and height. So I look for the 90-degree angle, look for that angle. So 4 and 3 are next to the 90-degree angle, so I'll say 3 is my base, 4 is my height. Multiply those 2 together, and that's going to give you your area if you divide it. So 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2, your area is going to be 12 divided by 2, which is 6 feet squared. All right, let me give you another one. And here's your third and final problem. See if you can do this one. Pause. Do it by yourself. Hey, welcome back. So let's find our base and height. What's our base and height? Well, first thing you do, you look for what? 90-degree angle. Oh, there it is. And the 2 numbers that are closest to the 90-degree angle are 10 and 5. 6 and 8 are kind of far away from that 90-degree angle. So I'm going to say 10 is my base, height is 5, multiply those 2, and divide that by 2. 10 times 5 is 50. All this is going to be equal to the area. Do exactly how I do in your homework. This is how you're supposed to do it. 50 divided by 2, and your area is going to be 25 feet squared. Alright, so that's how you find the area of a triangle. Now, perimeter is different. Don't mix it up. Perimeter would be 10 plus 6 plus 8, which would be 24. Okay? So that's something completely different. Area is how much, basically, room do you have inside of the triangle.